In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, to whom we all have to turn back. Honorable listeners and respectable audience, you know that we have started a series of linguistics. In linguistics, we have commenced the chapter, and it is about syntax. Listeners and audience, in syntax, we discussed different types and topics. Date, what is sentence? How a sentence is structured syntactically, how a sentence is organized. After that, we shared with you in too much detail that how a phrase is moved from one place into another, how a phrase is identified by movement test and by replacement test. And there I told you that there are 5 phrases which have their own heads, like noun phrase, verb phrase, adverbial phrase, adjective phrase, and preposition phrase. Listeners and audience, today in this lecture, I am going to share with you information about the syntactic qualities of preposition, in which you will learn that preposition is a verb which is used to show the relationship of another verb. Preposition or prepositional phrase, it comes before noun phrase. It can also be inside the noun phrase. It can be also outside the noun phrase. It can be inside the adverbial phrase, and it can also be inside the adjective phrase. And preposition also has its own head. And the interesting point of prepositional phrase is that one preposition is also followed by another preposition. So be with me and listen to this lecture with full attention. Listeners and audience, first of all, let's come to a preposition. When we say preposition, so pre mean before and position mean place or noun. So preposition is mostly comes before the noun. And whenever we are talking about the preposition phrase, so preposition phrase is also found inside the noun phrase and also outside the noun phrase. So first of all, I'm writing 2 examples, and after that I'm just going to show you the tree diagram of them as well. And one by one I'm going to explain these points. First of all, preposition phrase can be inside the noun phrase. One example. I was reading the letter to John. Okay. I was reading the letter to John. Listeners and audience, you see in this example, in the previous chapter, I discussed in detail. However, I was reading the letter to John. This sentence has 2 different structures. This sentence has 2 different explanations. First explanation is that I was reading the letter to John. What is the first explanation? The first explanation of this sentence is that I was reading the letter to John. Why? Because someone has sent the letter to John, so I was reading to John the letter. This is the first explanation. The next explanation is that someone has sent the letter to me. I was reading the letter. So John was also reading it, listening to it. I'm repeating. This sentence has 2 explanations. The first explanation is that someone has sent the letter to me. Someone has sent the letter to me. So I was reading the letter loudly to myself. John was also listening to it. This is first explanation. Another explanation is that someone has sent the letter to John. So I was reading loudly that letter to John because someone has sent that letter to John. So listeners and audience, whenever we are talking about this sentence, that it has two structures. So if we are taking the first structure, is the first meaning that I was reading the letter to John. The letter to John. It was sent to John, so I was reading to myself. Okay. So now we are taking this as a whole phrase, like a noun phrase. So here you see the structure of prepositional phrase. It is inside the noun phrase. As I said that preposition phrase can be found inside the noun phrase. Yes. Preposition phrase can be found inside the noun phrase. So here it is inside the noun phrase. So this is one meaning. Another meaning. I was reading the letter to John. Listeners and audience, here I am taking it outside. Here I am taking it outside. So there's some problem. Okay. So here I am taking it is what? It's outside. Another meaning, for example, I was reading the letter. I was reading the letter to John, because the letter was sent to John. I was reading to John loudly. And this sentence, I was reading the letter to myself, and it was sent to John. So here we are taking as a whole phrase, is a noun phrase, and here prepositional phrase is inside the noun phrase. But when we are taking is outside the noun phrase, then just I underline the prepositional or preposition phrase. Then the structure is also different. So that's why when I'm talking about the tree diagram of this, the tree diagram of this will be also different. For example, here I will take the string of the prepositional phrase after the noun phrase. But here in this example, I will not take the string of the prepositional phrase after the noun phrase. I will take it from the verb phrase. Let me draw the tree diagram that you know. First of all, I am taking the tree diagram of this example. You know, in the sentence we have S, which means sentence. Then we have NP. After that we have VP. In NP we have I, which is N. Sorry. After that we have auxiliary verb and verb or main verb. So there's one. For the vowels I will write auxiliary verb, and for the reading there is V. The letter. So it is, I'm taking here as a whole phrase the letter NP. Okay. And then NP, which is article or, and then letter, that is noun. So here I am taking is inside the noun phrase. So I am taking the string from NP. Yes. So to, that is prepositional phrase. P and John, that is NP. So I'm taking N. So this is the first structure. Whenever I'm talking about the next one, when the structure is different, so I will not take the string of the prepositional phrase from NP, I will take it from VP. Let me draw another diagram for it, tree structure. I was reading the letter to John. Okay, listeners, right, and you see, you see in this example, here we have a sentence, yes, NV and VP. Okay, in NV we have N, which is I, and we have VP, which is what? Auxiliary verb was, and main verb, that is we. The letter, okay, which is NP, okay. In NP we have article, and after that we have noun. Okay, important point. Here I'm not taking the string of to John from NP. Why? Because I'm taking it as in another sense. Okay, so the string would be separate from VP. Okay, and that is PP and P. And that is John, which is NP and then N. Yes, NP and that is N. So listeners, right, you see here that as I explained, that prepositional phrase can be inside the noun phrase, which shows this example, and prepositional phrase can be outside the noun phrase, and it is shown by this example. Okay, now we are going to further explain that prepositional phrase can be also found inside the adjective phrase. How it is? Let me elaborate it with examples. For example, I was proud of painting. I was proud of painting. Okay, so here you see this is what? This is adjective. This proud is what? It is adjective. And of painting, particularly of, it is prepositional phrase. Let me draw the diagram of it. We have S, which is mean sentence. Then we have NP and VP. And NP we have I. Okay, that is N. And we have linking verb. So we are taking it as a verb. And proud, that is AP. So in AP we have proud. AP means adjective phrase. In of, that is PP. Okay. So yes, PP. So we are taking here is P. And after that we are taking NP. And then that is N. So this tree diagram also shows that adjective is also found. Prepositional phrase is also found inside the adjective phrase. Another interesting fact about preposition phrase is that it can be also found inside the adverbial phrase. For example, unfortunately, for him, the bill arrived. Listeners and audience, you see, unfortunately, this is adverbial phrase. For him, this is what? Prepositional phrase. So here, prepositional phrase is found inside the adverbial phrase. The tree diagram of this would be, we have as, and here we have adverbial phrase, ADVP. ADVP means adverbial phrase. So adverbial phrase we have only ADV, that is unfortunately, And after that we are taking PP, prepositional phrase, which is what? Which is for. Okay, and then we have ham, that is NP. So we are taking NP from PP. Yes, so that is N. Okay, now we are taking the sentence, that is the bill arrived. So from the sentence we, okay, let me take it separately that you may not confuse. Okay, the bill, yes, which is what? NP, and we also have arrived, which is VP. So for the bill we have the, that is article, and bill, which is noun, and arrived VP, so we are taking we. This is the structure. Okay, and we also talk about that preposition phrase and its head. In the previous lectures, if you remember, I explained it in elaborated with so many examples that each and every particularly by phrases, they have their own heads. Similarly, preposition also has its own head. For example, how it is? Let me provide one example. I put it down. I put it down. So here we have sentence, and in sentence we have NP. As I said it, what is the head of the preposition phrase? So if down, it's the head. So we have NP and VP, and NP, that is I, and foot, that is V, and H, that is NP. So we have N, and down, that is PP. So we are taking P here. Okay, that's clear. So I put it down. One thing that must be clear, I commit mistake, sorry for that. We will take here, I put it down from VP because we are taking it as a separate phrase. So it would be PP and then P. This is the structure. Again, to a bit clear, it is PP and here it is P. Prepositional phrase. So we will take not from noun phrase, we will take it from verbal phrase. And I'm going to explain just the last point, and that is the preposition. The most important and unusual characteristic of preposition is that one preposition can be followed by another preposition. In other words, preposition can be also found inside another preposition. For example, I pulled the ties out of the box. I pulled the ties out of the box. So here out, that is one preposition, and of is another preposition. So two prepositional phrases are there. What is the tree diagram? We have, okay, we have NP and VP. So NP is I and VP, that is what? Pulled. Yes, and then we have the ties, that is NP. Okay, yes. The, that is article, and ties, that is P, sorry, that is N, and out is what? That is PP. Yes. Out, that is what? That is PP. Yes, it's correct one. Out, that is what? PP. Okay. And then we have another preposition, that is of. So we also have PP. And after that we have the box, which is NP. Let me draw it a bit. Okay. So we have PP, that is out. We have another P, that is off, PP. Here we are writing P and then also P. And the box, so it is NP. NP means article and box, which is N. Okay, listeners and audience, so now it is clear that preposition can be also have unusual characteristic, that one preposition can also followed by another preposition. Listeners and audience, the short summary of the whole lecture is: preposition is a word which comes before a noun. Pre mean before and position mean place. Preposition is a word which can be also found inside the noun phrase, outside the noun phrase, inside the adverbial phrase, inside the adjective phrase, and also it can also have it can also be found inside the adverbial phrase, and it can also be having unusual characteristic. How it is? For example, it can be followed by another preposition. And the last quality of preposition phrase is that preposition can also have another quality, and that is it has its own head. Hope that this topic is clear to you. Thank you.